Hi guys, good evening. This is your boy CryptoJax. As always, you know how we do it. Today we're going to be looking at the blockchain and the cryptocurrency revolution. Today I would like to pretty much answer this question of why blockchain or why cryptocurrency. All right. So in a few minutes that I have to make this video, I'm going to be taking us through the first and the second financial revolution. All right. We're going to look at the first because some of us in our generation, are actually, the first generation actually have very strong impact, okay, in our generation and in the generations before us, some decades ago, at least for almost about 100 years now. So that's a century, all right? So this happens, the world's financial system changes almost every century, okay? So what happened in the last 100 years in the financial space was an effect of the first financial revolution, right? Now the world is going through a second financial revolution. So you need to understand this because if you don't understand this fact, then you're a totally confused person because you won't really understand how the world financial system operates and you will not know how to better position yourself, all right? Which is a problem with most part of Africa today. So let's quickly go to the Bretton Woods Accord of 1944. Yes, just a few. Good. Here we are. So now the first financial revolution, as you know, the world revolution is like a global change, like a change in the way something is being done. Okay. Now the first financial revolution, I used to say, is it took place in 1944. Okay, so this is what happened in 1944, the Bretton Woods Conference, or what we call the Bretton Woods Accord. That accord was written in this conference. All right. Now it was known as the United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference. It was a gathering of delegates from 44 nations of the world that met from July the 1st to July the 22nd. That means they spent 22 days. 44 the delegates from 44 nations spent 22 days in 1944 in New Hampshire in Bretton Woods to agree, underline this word, to agree upon a series of new rules. New rules. That's where the revolution took place. They sat down to agree upon a series of new rules for the post-World War II international monetary system. So the thing is this, after the Second World War, the whole world was devastated. All right. A whole lot of things was not working. So many countries were reduced to rubble. In most part of Europe were leveled to nothing. There was nothing, the economy was nothing to write home about. All right. So they have to meet. 44 countries have to send delegates, like let them sit down and discuss on how to set a new financial rules after the World War II. Because after the World War II, when Hitler was defeated, the world returned to normalcy. So there was need to create a financial system that will help the world recover from the damage of the World War II. So that's why they met. So they spent 22 days deliberating. You can see them seated. All right. So this was where the first financial revolution took place. So everything they did here was in favor of America because the United States had a very strong economy after the World War II because they built most of the machineries, most of the war equipment that was used by the British and the France to fight Hitler, to defeat Hitler. Okay, America only came into the world into the World War II when Pearl Harbor was attacked by the Japanese. That was what brought America to the World War II. America was not that much involved in the World War II. So it took time with that in that period to build what a very robust exporting economy. So America's manufacturing was top notch because they were actually doing very well in terms of they were building machineries. So that is what actually helped America to become the America you know today. And even whether you like it or not, America still remains the greatest country in the world in terms of military hardware. You cannot beat it. They still build the best military equipment up to date. Most countries still buy from them. right? So that was how it all started. Okay, so everything they did here was to sign an accord which led to the creation of what we call the gold standard system, right? Because the US dollar at that time was the strongest currency in the world, there was an agreement to create the Federal Reserve. It was more like a combination of major banks in America, like the Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, HSBC, all these big banks. They actually combined together to make up the Federal Reserve. They have the right to print the US dollar anytime they want. Okay, no other person has the right to do that. So they gave them that power as part of what they benefited from here, right? And also, America also had the power to, they created the gold standard system, which is the direct dollar to gold convertibility. Most African countries or most other part of the world, they actually had more of gold. Okay, they were actually using more of gold as their means of, exchange at that time. So when the gold standard system was created, every country's currency have to be measured based on the amount of gold. And this was where the gold price per ounce was set at $35. This was a conference where they set, so every country in the world, the essence of this conference was that every country in the world, every country in the world had to peg their currency to the price of gold. So if you're using the Kenyan shillings, for instance, you can peg it to gold. Like whenever you're quoting your Kenyan shillings, you will quote it with respect to the ounce of gold. You might say, okay, 100 Kenyan shillings is equal to 1 ounce of gold. And 1 ounce of gold was pegged here at $35. All right. So this accord also made it possible that every country had to sign that they will not print paper notes or what we call the fiat currency if they don't have enough gold to back it up. All right. So this accord gave value to paper currency by backing it up with gold. So America agreed to it. The meeting was over. The world continued to move on in recovery from the World War II. But something shocking happened in 1971, and that is the Nixon shock. If you check your Google, let's look at it. Nixon shock. We call it the Nixon shock. It was a shock in the world. So in 1971, Nixon shocked the world by canceling the gold standard system, which was agreed on at the Bretton Woods Accord. You can see, yes, you can see how Google puts it. The Nixon shock was a series of economic measures undertaken by the US President Richard Nixon in 1971 in response to increasing inflation. All right, okay, so I'm not going to talk much about the theories and all that, but this was the guy that broke the direct gold to dollar convertibility. The agreement that was made at the Bretton Woods Accord in 1944 was broken in 1971 by this guy. So since Nixon broke that deal, what happened is that every country went on a printing spree. You can print as many notes as you like, whether you back it up with gold or not, it doesn't matter. Let it float. The floating currency system was created. So whereby what determines the value of the currencies is no longer the price of ounce of gold, but the value of demand and supply. So this created a whole lot of difference in terms of exchange rate between one country's currency and another country's currency. So this is what actually brought about currency speculation, which we call trading today. The forex trading, the stocks trading, stock market, all this kind of trading. Okay, so what actually brought about these speculations is because of the high difference in the interest rate of countries, of various countries' currencies, because of the shock, because of the breaking of the Bretton Woods Accord, the gold standard system. And America did something very smart. After Richard Nixon broke that accord, what they did was that they created what we call the petrodollar. They created the petrodollar because at that time, Saudi Arabia happened to be and is still one of the major exporters of oil, which is the crude. So most countries that were buying, oil from Saudi Arabia, most countries of the world were actually buying from Saudi Arabia because not many countries have discovered crude at that time. Okay, so most countries were buying oil from Saudi Arabia. So America quickly, brokered a deal with Saudi Arabia that, okay, make every country that buys oil from you, let them buy with a dollar, which means if you're buying the crude oil from Saudi Arabia, you have to convert your local currency to the US dollars before you can be able to buy oil from Saudi Arabia. So when you convert your local currency to the dollar and you buy the oil from Saudi Arabia, that money, which is the dollar, is already in America. All right. It's more like converting your currency to the US dollars, which is in American banks. So that money now belongs to Saudi Arabia. So that money can be used to buy properties on behalf of Saudi Arabia in America. So that was the deal. That was what we call the petrodollar after the Bretton Woods Accord was shattered by Richard Nixon. So because of that, many countries of the world that were buying crude had to convert their currencies to the dollar, which further gave the dollar a very huge, strength, because there was nothing like gold standard anymore. It was demand and supply that was determining the value of each currency. So America played the game very well because they knew it was going to favor them, and it did favor them. So that is why the US dollar has been one of the major global foreign reserve for many currencies, many countries of the world. Okay, so the reason why we see China coming up now as a superpower is because China is creating its own system entirely. China is creating a dollar independent system. Okay, by creating a very vibrant economy, building a more exporting economy. Right? Remember, the dollar became the dollar because of the what Saudi Arabia's oil export to major countries that have to pay Saudi Arabia using the dollar. So as many countries were converting their paper notes to the dollar, the US dollar becomes stronger. Saudi Arabia becomes richer because all the dollars that we use to buy oil from Saudi Arabia is automatically being invested in the US. That was the financial revolution, the first one that took place, keeping Saudi Arabia and America on top of the game. Now China is coming up as a superpower because China has created also an exporting economy, and a country that exports almost everything. Check out major countries that are into great exports. Their currencies are doing extremely well. Look at Japan, look at China, look at South Korea. So that is the bedrock. So why is African currencies failing? African currencies are failing because Africa is not an exporting economy. Africa is a consuming economy. Okay, that is why African currencies are failing. Not many foreign direct investment is coming in. So not many foreign currencies are exchanging into African local currencies. And the printing still continues. And that is why the African fiat system is failing. I think that is clear. So that was the first financial revolution. So that first financial revolution gave big power, and even till now, it gave big power to America, to Saudi Arabia, and to other allies of the West. And that is why they've been ahead. And the system they created is a system that they control. America controls the world's financial system, the world fiat system, which they created, which is the petrodollar system after the Bretton Woods Accord was cancelled by Richard Nixon. So it has always favored them. And that is why America controls the Federal Reserve. They control the majors, all the central banks of the world. America controls it. And with the information that we have, the major shareholders of all these central banks across the world are actually the Rothschild. The Rothschild family are one of the richest, if not the richest family in the world. These are 17th century bankers, all right? They are worth quadrillions of dollars. In fact, Forbes cannot explain how much these guys have. The Rockefellers and the rest of them that we know are actually babies when it comes to the Rothschild. Okay, so that is the truth. America owns almost every central bank in the world. So they control everything because they created that system. So there was need for a system that can actually challenge that system. But since that time till now, there have not been any other system to challenge that until 2008, when there was a global financial crisis, when all those banks they've created have given out a lot of mortgage to people who were not paying back. That led to the banks being broke. That caused the 2008 global financial crisis. Lehman Brothers and the rest of them was actually almost went into bankruptcy. So a whole lot happened in 2008. People's money got locked up. People couldn't have access to their funds anymore. The banks could not pay people. So a whole lot happened. So because of that, people lost confidence in the American financial system that was created through the Bretton Woods Accord and the Nixon Shock. What happened? The petrodollar creation. So that entire financial system in the first revolution that took place in 1944 in Bretton Woods, the world actually, most people lost confidence in it. So there was need for the world to create another financial system which will not be controlled by anybody. There's never been anything like that before, because everything we have known all this while is a system where America sits on the global database. They can see any amount of money moving from Africa to Europe. They see everything because they have eyes on the database. So what if we create a system whereby no everybody can see everything, not just a certain people? A system where everyone can be able to have access, to have total autonomy to do with their own money the way they want, at their own privacy. So that was what led to the creation of Bitcoin. So this was what Satoshi published. I can even type it on Google and show you in 2008. Satoshi article. I could just say Satoshi, just a minute, please. Satoshi, I'm not talking about his net worth. Bitcoin article, Satoshi Bitcoin article, 2008. You just see what happened. 2008. Let's see that. Good. Satoshi published this article in 2008, all right, after the world financial crisis took place. He published this article and just take a look at one of them. Okay, this is one of the articles Satoshi published. As you can see here, let me expand it. This is one of the articles Satoshi published in 2008 after the global financial crisis happened. People's money was stuck in the banks. People could not have access to their money. A whole lot of stories were, going on. So the stock market, everything was crashing. And behold, Satoshi came up with a solution to create a payment system that will not be controlled by a set of people. Because humans are bound to change. Humans are bound to make decisions, just like the way they still make decisions. For instance, the exchange rate in your country, when they sit down to announce the new exchange rate, they don't call you, do they? No, they don't. They make decisions based on the way they feel at that time. So what we've had before Satoshi came in 2008 to introduce an electronic payment system, which is totally decentralized, has been a totally 100% centralized system where people make decisions for the rest of the world. Federal Reserve, created by America with the help of Europe, they make decisions in the financial system that affects everybody in the world, whether you like it or not, they don't care. They just sit down and make those decisions, and it affects you positively or negatively. So that is a system that we've had. The same thing with the central banks around the world, controlled by America. Every decision they make, they don't consult you, the people. They don't consult anybody. They make these decisions on their own, and according to how they feel at that time. All right. So that is the problem with the centralized system. Until Satoshi came and published this in 2008, most people didn't understand what he was saying. This was just the article, very short article. He said something. This was published by Satoshi Nakamoto on Saturday, the 1st of November, 2008 at exactly 16:33 p.m. All right. He said, I've been working on a new electronic cash system that's fully peer-to-peer with no trusted third party. Everything we've had before this article was a system with a third party. The bank has always been a third party. You want to send money to someone, you have to go through the bank. The bank have to see that you're sending money to someone. They have to be the third party to help you process it. So Satoshi told the world that he was working on a new electronic cash system that is fully peer-to-peer, meaning two people can carry out their own transactions without the bank even knowing about it, without the bank or any organization being involved with no trusted third party. All right. He said this paper is available at, you can go to bitcoin.org, right, /bitcoin.pdf. You're going to read everything. So he highlighted some little properties of this kind of payment system. The main properties, like he highlighted, double spending is prevented with the peer-to-peer network. No mint, that is, you cannot print it, okay, or other trusted parties. You cannot print it the way you print the paper notes. Okay, there is no trusted parties. It's just two people, peer-to-peer, right? He said the participants can be anonymous, which means two people can carry out transaction without even knowing each other. The participants can be anonymous. Now, he said something. New coins are made from hash style proof of work. This was where this was mentioned the first time it was mentioned. Okay, so he further said, he said the proof of work for new coin generation also powers the network to provide double spending. So this sounded so strange to so many people, but it started making sense when the first block was transacted, and that was block 0. And I'm going to show you what happened in block 0. Let's go to blockchain.com. Just a minute. I'm going to show you the first block that took place. For some of us, if you want to know more about blocks and some of these terms, just join our training program, okay? So I can't really, those terms are just there. You cannot take it out. So this is block 0. If I search block 0, for instance, just a minute, let me search. This is block 0, the first block on the Bitcoin network. This was the first transaction that took place that made that article of Satoshi to be meaningful. This transaction took place at exactly 3rd of January 2009. Remember, the article was published in November in 2008. As of January the 3rd, Satoshi was able to carry out the first peer-to-peer transaction with his electronic system. And that was the first block, the first hash 0. All right. And as you can see, the transaction, the level of difficulty is 1. Okay, the market routes, all these things, we teach these things in our program so you can learn more about it. The nodes, you can see is the proof of work. As a 2 billion plus, this hash was produced, okay, which confirms the validation of the transaction. This was the Eureka of blockchain. Okay, so this was the first transaction that took place through Satoshi's account itself. 50 Bitcoin was sent from, this is a coin-based transaction. A coin-based transaction is the first transaction on any blockchain network. So this is the first transaction that took place. It was 50 Bitcoins. Okay, Satoshi was rewarded 50 Bitcoin as well for mining, for validating this particular transaction. So this is the first blockchain transaction carried out by Satoshi on this wallet address. So that is how it happened. So Satoshi in 2008 created an alternative payment system. Now, coming to the main question, right from 2008, at that time, one price of Bitcoin at that time was still less than $1. If you like, you can check the price range of Bitcoin. It was still less than $1. But today, here is the price of Bitcoin today. One Bitcoin, as we speak, is actually trading on $15,818. That is the current price of one Bitcoin as we speak right now. So from less than $1 in 2009, 2010 to $15,018. That is, I don't know, that is super gain. That is thousands and thousands and thousands of what? Of profit. Okay, thousands and thousands of percent. So that is how Bitcoin has grown. Ethereum too started in 2014, 4 years after Bitcoin. It started on less than $1 as well. And today it's trading on almost $450 plus. Right? So why the rush? What actually shoots the price of Bitcoin to this level? It is simple. The demand, the understanding of a technology that is not controlled by anyone, including the creator. So this is made possible with the help of blockchain, a totally 100% decentralized platform in which decisions are made based on consensus mechanism, or what we call consensus algorithm. Different nodes on the network tend to decide what happens on the network. Not even the creator can make a decision on the blockchain which he or she creates. All right. So that is the power of what? Consensus mechanism. That's the power of blockchain. And to further make it solid, there was introduction of the what of the hashing, the proof of work and the proof of stake, a process to validate the transaction that takes place on blockchain. So much of these details we will discuss it, we'll go deeper in our training. So for the sake of this session, we have to really not go too deep so we don't get, especially our newbies, we don't get them confused. But the real question is, why should you pay attention to this? You should pay attention to it because this is the next financial revolution. And let me show you a picture of financial revolution. You will see how the world have come so far. You will see financial, or just type evolution of money. Let's see how money has evolved over the years. Okay, good. Now take a look at this image. I like to use one of this image. Okay, let's use this one. Yes, this one. Yeah. So take a look at it and you will see how far the world has come. Still loading. Okay, I got you. All right, so we're going to look at this picture clearly. Look at this picture. What do you see? So look at this picture clearly. The world started with trade by barter. From there, we moved into the use of gold. Gold was too heavy. Metal coins was created to reduce the stress of carrying gold. Coins was created and it was messed up for so many reasons. It was still heavy. Paper was created, which is the fiat currency. The first was created by China in the 11th century in the Ming and the Nang dynasties. All right. From paper currency, which we still have today, plastic cards were created to further reduce the number of people going to the banks. From there, the internet revolution set in the early 90s, and we had our computers. Internet banking was created to further reduce people going into the banking hall and to further reduce the usage of what paper notes. All right. Now, after the internet revolution, lo and behold, we have Bitcoin. And why, lo and behold, we have cryptocurrency. Sorry, I keep mentioning Bitcoin. There's a whole lot of other cryptos, but Bitcoin was just the beginning of the whole thing. So crypto came in to do what? To solve problems that all this financial system could not solve, even though they solved one problem at one point or at a time. So crypto is the current and the next, financial system of the world, as you can see. And why is crypto so unique? Because crypto, it beats everything that you see here. Because the cryptocurrency space is a kind of payment system that is not controlled by anyone. It's a payment system that is secured with the help of cryptography through hashing, what we call mining, proof of work, and proof of stake. All right, we talk more about this in our training program. All right, so and again, the cryptocurrency is a kind of coin, the kind of money that has a maximum limit. It is not like the paper money that countries are just printing; they don't have limit, and that is why there's too much papers, too much currency in circulation in many countries, and that is the reason behind the high rate of inflation across the world. So blockchain and cryptocurrency is an instrument system solving all these issues. Issue of maximum supply has been taken care of. Issue of control, giving you total control of your money has been taken care of, because when you're dealing with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, you are totally doing it the way that you like. There is no third party involved. I can send you Bitcoin right now. You send me cash. We can transact peer to peer. So why would Bitcoin rise from $1 to almost close to $16, $16,000 within a space of 10 years? That shows you the demand. And as the level of awareness keep growing across the world, the price of Bitcoin will keep going up. Now, let's look at the second man, which is Ethereum. When you come to CoinMarketCap, the first thing you see on the list is Bitcoin, followed by Ethereum. Ethereum is in number 2. All right. So this night, we're going to pay more attention to Ethereum. Bitcoin too. So where Bitcoin is right now, based on the demand that is coming or that is still in, is just where the internet was in 1995. Bitcoin price at $16,000 is still a joke. It is still going higher and higher. Ethereum at $440 now is still a joke, because the day 5 to 10% of the world wakes up to understand the power and functionality of the blockchain network, this price can shoot to as high as $20,000 per one. I'm telling you. So you cannot joke with this. You don't joke with this. So why the Bitcoin price rallied up to $15,000? This rally actually took place in less than a month plus. The reason is because, one of the reasons though, is because PayPal, which we know, PayPal just integrated the cryptocurrency into their payment platform. So if you have a PayPal account, you can now transact using, you can now buy Bitcoin, you can trade it, and you can also store it on the PayPal platform. So over 340 million people have PayPal accounts. PayPal has more than 122 million merchants across the world. So exposing the cryptocurrency space to over 340 million people is huge. So the same way people now use their PayPal, so now you can now you can now trade with cryptocurrency on your PayPal account, which means if you have which means if I have Bitcoin, for instance, and let's say I want to send $10,000 of worth of Bitcoin to somebody in the US who has a PayPal account and he needs cash, right? What do? I simply go to my PayPal account and I transfer. I first of all deposit my Bitcoin into PayPal account, and I transfer that money to my receiver's account. My receiver is going to get that money in cash in his own account, right? So that is huge. So that is why the price of Bitcoin is running to the moon. And as we speak, there are thousands and thousands of companies that are actually deploying the blockchain technology into their company in order to help them, you know, hasten up or improve their mode of operation. All right. So the blockchain industry is just beginning. So if you're open to this second financial, remember the one that took place in 1944. It's the reason why the world has been the way it is. It's the reason why we have the richest 1%, the richest 10%, coming down to the millions and millions of people across the world, or billions, so to speak, that are living on less than $1. It was created in the last 100 years. It was a system that was created. So now, welcome to a world where we have another system that is not actually controlled by any cabal or by any set of people. This one is totally 100% transparent. So if, for instance, by the time blockchain becomes so global that every country now implements blockchain, what it means is that the corruption level will be very low, because you can actually view every transaction carried out by your government officials on blockchain. You can have access to their various blockchain wallet address, so you can view anything. If you see any transaction, you can question them. So that is the power of blockchain. So you cannot afford to miss this. So what you need to pay attention to Bitcoin, pay attention to Ethereum. So if you're buying one Ethereum now at $441, well, you might say, oh, this is too much. But based on demand and supply, based on where the crypto space is going, this is just peanuts. The journey is just beginning. Okay, that is for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So now let's go into some very, very interesting projects that you can take advantage of. In the crypto space, there's a whole lot in the crypto space. There's a whole lot of opportunities, but I just want to talk about a little bit. Recently, because of the way the Ethereum blockchain was designed, we heard about decentralized finance coming up, which is a totally 100% decentralized financial ecosystem, a system where it's totally 100% decentralized, where everything that you do in the banking system, you can actually do it with the help of smart contracts. Things like lending, borrowing, insurance, everything that the financial system do, you can do them on DeFi, on decentralized platforms. So with that, we also have decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. Uniswap came on board and they are still doing very well. A decentralized exchange is just an exchange that is not controlled from any central server, right? So some people who have lost money on centralized exchanges will tell you, okay, so decentralized exchanges are there, they're doing very well. Uniswap is one of them. There is another very good one coming up now, which is called Deskkit. Deskkit actually is not a decentralized exchange. It actually uses a swap aggregator. Okay, it's an aggregator. It uses this aggregator to actually connect to other decentralized exchanges in order to, pull liquidity, okay, into the network, right? So for those of us who are new, some of these things might sound strange, but you just need to, just follow it. So currently, as we speak, the token sale is going on for decentralized exchange or DSwap. So this BitSwap, we have Uniswap. So this BitSwap is it's actually selling out this token known as DXT or this Deskkit token. So to invest in this, you need about 1 Ethereum. So when you invest 1 Ethereum, you can, I don't know, I think the sale is there's kind of 3 rounds of sales here. The first round, if you put in 1 Ethereum, you get 750 KIT. Okay, if you miss the first round, the third round you'll be getting around 500 tokens or thereabout. So after the token sale, the next thing you're gonna do is that they're gonna list it on Uniswap. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, right? This is Uniswap. Once it's listed on Uniswap, you can be able to, once it's listed here, you can be able to swipe it. You can see I can even connect my external wallet, like my MetaMask, to this platform. Okay, so decentralized this swap is like an opposite of it's just like the same as Uniswap, but now it's coming with a better feature because with the aggregator, with the help of the aggregator, we can actually access other decentralized platforms in order to increase the liquidity. Okay, so you can participate in this token. If you want to participate in this, it's ending on the 20th of November. It's ending on the 20th of November. So today is 14th. The sale will end in 5 days, 1 hour time, 32 minutes, and 40 something seconds. So we still have 5 days to go. You can still participate. You can buy one of these. You can just invest one Ether here and get some of this token. Okay, this is a very solid platform which is going to compete greatly with Uniswap. Okay, it's just like an advancement of Uniswap. And some of us who benefited from Uni tokens will tell you this is one of the biggest things in the crypto space right now. That's for Deskkit. So the next thing is some few cryptocurrencies that are making waves. And some people have asked me, how can you actually make money through crypto by, how can you just what are the ways you can make money through crypto? There are so many ways, like I said, but some of the few ones I'm going to talk about today is staking. You can just, you see, the cryptocurrency space is designed based on different consensus mechanism. Some are proof of work, some are proof of stake. So, but what we have common recently is proof of stake based algorithms, which means if you own some of these proof of stake based tokens, you can actually stake your token and earn reward simply for staking it. So when you stake your token, it simply means you're locking up your token to be able to be used to validate transaction on the network, right? Because proof of stake is a kind of algorithm whereby all transactions are validated based on using the stakes on the network, right? So to make money with that, you can actually stake. There's some tokens that you can stake. We have when you come to Sexotio, for instance, is a public exchange. I've been training here for like 4 years now. Very, very solid exchange platform. So they actually recently incorporated staking ability here. So you can stake some certain tokens here, right? So when you come here to stake these tokens, just go back, go down a bit. So these are the list of tokens that you can stake here. Okay, so to stake these tokens, simply choose the one you want to stake and calculate your earnings. For instance, I would like to stake Polkadot. Polkadot is just like another platform, trying to build a more robust kind of Ethereum kind of platform, right? With more scalability and the rest of them. So I kind of took interest on this coin because one of the founders is the founder of this Polkadot. One of them is actually one of the key founders of the Ethereum blockchain. So it's huge. So it's a project I think will have prospects. So I've actually decided to invest some tokens here, just like buying. I want to buy some of the dots, buy Polkadot and stake it for 1 year. So there are other coins that you can stake. You can stake ADA. Okay, when you stake ADA, this is what you're going to be earning every day, about $0.1. And in a year, you can earn up to 450 ADA. But I think I prefer Polkadot. We have the Tezos. You can also stake your XTZ as well. Here you earn up to about $358 a year by staking. All right. It depends on what the price becomes. You earn more tokens daily. Okay. So let's go to Polkadot. Here you earn roughly 10% a year. So when you stake your Polkadot tokens, estimated annual yield should be around 10%. Okay, you earn 10%. So as the price of Polkadot is increasing, you're going to earn approximately 10% extra that value. So our daily earnings, when you stake Polkadot, you can see the current price of Polkadot is 0.41, right? So it means that if you're staking Polkadot, you're going to be making 1.8 USD from one Polkadot. You're going to be making on a daily earnings will be around 1.8. So your monthly earnings will be around $50. Right, and yearly earnings, you're going to be earning almost extra 150 Polkadots, which stands around $657. So I think I kind of like this, and I would like to stake some tokens. I would like to stake some of my ETH for Polkadot. So how do I do that? Here is a Desktit account. I simply come here. I already have some 1.5 Ether here. So all I'm going to do is to convert my Ether to either USD or USDT. So this here is the Ether USD. I can use Ether USDT because on the dot side, which is the Polkadot side, just a minute, here's a dot. Okay, let's go. On the dot, we have USD and USDT, all right? Yes, so dots, that's about 4.6, 4.4 here, 4.6. Price there tend to be higher. Just a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna switch it to USDT right now. So I'm gonna go to ETH USDT and convert it. So here I'm gonna come to the market. I have 1.5 ETH. That's gonna give me about 664 US dollars, right? I have to pay some percentage of 0.1 and I sell straight up. Boom, I have $664 here. So the next thing is to swap my USDT to Polkadot. I'm going to dots and USDT. So when I do that, yes, so come to the market. Here is my $664. So that is going to give me approximately 151 dots. That is at a price of 4.46, price of 4.6. Wow, that's huge. That's huge. Let me take a look at here. It's actually trading at 4.4. Wow, 4.4. That's huge. 4.6. Man, that's huge. 4.6 is huge. 4.4. Maybe I have to switch it back to USD, then from USD to dot. I think I have to do that. Let me go to my USD. USD Just a minute. Yes, USD, uni USD, no, not this. USD, no. Okay, USDT to USD. I'm gonna switch it back to USD and rather buy it at 4.4 so I can stake it. So I'm bringing it back to USD. I'm paying another one. Wow, 0.25%. Wow, that's huge. Kind of huge. Let me see that. Okay, 0.25%, not that huge. 0.25% times 664. 100. Okay, not that huge, approximately $2 thereabout. So yes, I have it now on USD. So just come to dot USD. I can easily buy 4.4 instead of so I can stake it. I'm staking it for 1 year. All right, so I'm gonna stake it so I can earn those commissions. So I'm buying my dots. I'm gonna get 151 dots. Almost same thing to what we would have gotten earlier. So I have my dots, 150.83 dots, as you can see. I have it here. So now it's time to stake my Polkadot. Some of the ways you can earn good interest in the blockchain, in the crypto space, by staking. All right. So let's go and stake. So you can use any other platform. You can do this on Kraken. You can do this on Binance. But I choose to do it with Save.io. So come in here, just refresh here, refresh. So let me just do it again. So here is taken. So I have a total balance of 661 in US dollars, right? In Polkadot. So you can see I have 150 plus Polkadot. This is my shares. I can decide to add funds to it. So let's go down and see something. How I can stake my dots. You can see automatically my 150 dots, is here. So Polkadot, if I say buy, for instance, let's see what it brings out. I'm not buying. I already have some dots already. So I'm not supposed to be buying. I'm supposed to deposit. How many coin do you hold? How many dots do you hold? I think so. This is just 150 dots. Okay, just a minute. Oh, that's 150. Oh man, I almost got it. Okay, let's just use this and see. Okay. Okay. Man, really ends. Anyway, I'm just buying Polkadot because I believe the price is gonna go up. So ignore the earnings. If you have more dots, fine. So let's go. Okay. I think I have to deposit the Polkadots straight up from here from my platform. Okay. Anyway, I currently have 150 Polkadots. All right. If I want to add it straight up from here, I can just click on add funds. Let's see if there's any much conditions. What is proof of stake? How does this work? Calculate. Okay, let's look at this and see. So rewards are calculated every hour and are sent to your account once a month. In the future, we'll work on increasing frequency payouts. If you hold coins less than a month, your reward will still be calculated for the period you had the coins in question. Okay, whatever. I'm going to click on add this fund. Add fund. Let's see. Deposit Polkadot. Uh, okay, I would have to go send Polkadots straight to my account, but I'm not going to do that now for the sake of this video. I really don't have time to do that. So I can stake my Polkadot or simply just hold it because I know that the price is going to shoot very high very soon. Okay, so that's Polkadot. Now we have other tokens as well. Okay, aside Polkadot, we have other tokens that you can take advantage of. Okay, we have um, Ethereum. Pay attention to Ethereum. Ethereum is very important. Why should you pay attention to Ethereum? We have Ethereum 2.0 currently being launched. Ethereum 2.0 is a protocol that is going to change the algorithm of Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. All right. So if you have up to 32 Ethereum, you can join the Ethereum 2.0 network validators. You can become part of those who will help to run Ethereum 2.0. Okay, I'm going to talk about that more on the next video, but just buy Ethereum because Ethereum, where it is right now, is actually where the internet was in 2005, 2004, 2006, which tells you that the journey is just beginning. Bitcoin at 15,920 is still where the internet was in 1995. So if you can remember, how the internet was in 2000, and I'm talking about when we had just 1G and 2G. There was no 3G, there was no 4G, there was no 5G. So that is where Bitcoin and Ethereum price is right now. So, and what is it that is driving it? Demand, right? Limited supply and demand. And you see, PayPal, after announcing last month that they are actually incorporating cryptocurrency into their platform, and they are also coming up with their own token. As soon as that announcement was made, Bitcoin moved from $11,000 to $16,000. So that is just the beginning. A whole lot more of major firms are actually incorporating the cryptocurrencies into their platform. So guess what will happen? By the time over 5 or 10% of the world now understands the power of blockchain, one Bitcoin can go as high as $1 million before you close your eyes and open it. So you don't want to wait until it is too late to plug in. So here is the right time for you to take advantage of these coins, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also Polkadot, you know, and a whole lot of them. Just pay attention to the crypto space. And we have a training program where we actually break it all down, where we go deeper into market evaluation, where we show you everything you need to know about, information in the crypto space. First of all, we'll begin with the history of money. We'll go deeper. We'll show you a whole lot that happened even before you were born in the financial system. Then we'll bring you up to speed to the crypto space and show you the how the blockchain system and the entire cryptocurrency space work. Okay, so these are very important. Below this video, I'm going to put a link there. If you're interested in joining our training program, just click on that link, fill the simple form, and we'll surely, get in touch with you and help you start your training with us. Very important. And in our training, we also take you in depth into smart contracts, decentralized applications, decentralized finance. So we go deeper in our training to actually put you through all these things and also help you to be able to differentiate between scams and legit crypto-based projects. Okay, so it's almost time. I've actually spent more time than I thought I would. So I'm going to see you guys soon, but take everything here very seriously. Take a look at this project. Deskkit, very important project, more like Uniswap 2.0. Take advantage of some of these tokens. I talked about Polkadot, talked about Bitcoin, I talked about Ethereum. So what we're experiencing right now is the second financial revolution. And this particular financial revolution is actually bigger than the first financial revolution. What Bitcoin and blockchain will do to the world financial system will be far more higher than what the internet did to uh, uh, what do we call them, post office and the rest of them. So a time is going to come very soon where if you tell someone you're going to the bank to deposit your money or you're going to the bank to withdraw cash, you would look very stupid. Just like telling someone right now that, oh, I'm going to the post office to go and send a message to my brother in the US or in the UK. Someone will ask you, are you crazy? Don't you have a mobile phone? Don't you have WhatsApp? What about Facebook? What about email address? So there are so many channels through which you can get your message across to your brother. You don't have to go post an email to anyone anymore. Those era is gone. So the era of going to the bank to queue to get cash or carrying paper currency up and down is gradually fading away. Look at the COVID-19, with the incidence of COVID-19. It is actually very, very recently research have shown that COVID-19 can be contracted using fiat currencies, and that is why you see a lot of countries are actually disposing of their paper currencies. They are kind of recently we heard about you heard about the digital yuan is coming out, digital dollar, digital euro. Why are they going digital? Because in a few years from now, most countries, especially most Western countries, will stop printing notes. There will be nothing like paper dollar anymore. Everything will be decentralized. Everything will be digital, right? It can still be decentralized because those are government-based digital currencies. They will still have to centralize it because government always love to control everything. So, but the world is changing. Very soon, you won't see paper notes anywhere. All your money will be in your mobile phone, whether it's a centralized payment or whether it's whatever you call it. So your country is going to have a digital version of your paper currency. So everything is going digital. So this is a second financial revolution. You cannot sit down and expect the old financial system to continue. No way. Technology is not going to wait for you. Advancement is not going to wait for you. You have to plug in. So that is how to position yourself very well. So what you want to do now is to get connected to our training program, get to subscribe to various important channels that can give you good cryptocurrency based info. And if you still have any confusion in buying any of these tokens that we talked about, or investing in the crypto space, or you want to get more information about what is going on, you can simply get in touch with us and we'll definitely put you through. Okay. So on this note, I want to call it a day here, and I want to thank you for taking your time today. Thank you.